Oh, hold on a second. I think this is important, man. You trying to tell me that you are playing basically the same drums that someone else just played in front of you, man. Like
Yeah.
how is that, bro? Because that's like, to me, it's like you borrowing a homie's girl or some shit. Like, yo, let me borrow your girl real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because to me,
That's good.
instruments are very, personal shits, man. Like, how does that work, man? Do you still feel the energy of another like player on the fucking thing, or am I too mystical about this shit?
SouLivate.
Boom, 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 boom. And we are recording. What up, everybody? This is SouLivate episode number 5. I am your host, NazareN, and that is the incredible, the impeccable, the genius. Who is you,
Spencer
player?
Reese in the building, baby. What's up, everybody?
Spencer Reese, man. Yo, we've been away for a couple of weeks, but check this out. So before we rock out today, I wanted to go over what this episode will be about real quick, and that way, and give some insight onto what's going on. So basically, in this episode, we wanted to first of all commemorate Rich Homie Quan.
Yep.
Second, Spence is gonna take us on another little tour because he had another show, which, from what I understand, was a dope show. We want to hear about that.
It's crazy.
Obviously, we want to remember 9/11 because today is 9/11, and
Absolutely.
then lastly, I wanted to talk about the battles. See, Spencer Reese is not into battle rap, but I wanted to talk about Big K versus Tay Rock. So I wanted to touch on that real quick. And
Tay Rock
and be-
Philly represent, baby.
yeah, and before I go on, basically a quick announcement. Now we can actually say it. So Joseph Wooten will be joining us. We're just trying to, from the hands of soul, man. So shout out to him. He's gonna be definitely joining us. We're just figuring out the date because right now he's in Ireland. So I keep bugging him like, yo, when? He's like, nah, man, I got you. He's like, I got you, man.
Soon
And
enough.
yeah, so he's gonna be on the show, man. So first of all, man, Spence, how you been? And tell us about your show, man. How was that, man?
Well, I've been good, man. I've been pretty good. I've been super busy, but I mean, things have kept me busy, sessions and practice and stuff for the show. It was insane. I mean, this is our second show we had.
Yeah.
We the first one went really good, but the second one, this recent one we did, was insanely good. I guess I'll just kind of, do you want me to just go from the start? It's just like kind of where I took it from.
Yeah. Tell us, you know what I'm saying? Tell us where you guys performed. What was like the setting this time? I mean, like, how many people showed up? What kind of songs did you play? And the experience, man.
Hell yeah. So let's see. So new venue we went out to this place called Sweeney's. It's like roughly like 20, maybe like 22 minutes out from where our studio's at and like where we're here. It's at Philmont Avenue. Really easy drive. Same deal as last time. I mean, we just kind of did our little practice scheme for like the week, loaded up the car, and we just kind of got there. So in the beginning, it was fun. So when we got there, we were the earliest ones. Like I don't know what it was, but specifically for this show, like everybody came way later. Like we were the first ones there, and like the promoter, her name was Alina. She was very surprised because there was a band going on before our band for the set, and she was like, "Where the hell are they?" Shout out Crumb Creek, they got there, which was cool, but yeah, y'all were a little late. But it was fun though. We just came in, just loaded out our gear, and then we just kicked it literally for the majority of the time. The bar was cool. It's like kind of a dive bar situation. It splits into two rooms. You got like the outer bar, and then you got like pool tables and fucking darts and shit. And then they got the live room, which it almost looks like a strip club, which is crazy. Like you walk in and there's nothing but mirrors everywhere. Like it looks like a strip club. And there's like tables. You got like the bad bitch doing the bar, and then you got the stage at the back, like big ass stage. And they got the sound guy, lights, all that. It was a pretty good size too. Like the room was pretty good. So yeah, when we basically just started up loading our gear, after Crumb Creek went on, because they were the first one, we were second. People started to pack in, which was pretty cool. Like people actually, like, I guess everybody knew what time we were, and they were like, all right, we're just gonna get there for that time.
Yeah.
We were just, again, and when we first got there, it was dead. Like
Yeah.
there was nobody there, and we were like, this is gonna be a dead show. Like
Because it was
nobody's
early
gonna
this
pop
time.
up.
It was early. It wasn't at night. It was like 3:30. You said, right?
Yeah, it was in the afternoon. It was
Yeah.
the show started at 2:45 and we went on at 3:35. So like there was like an hour, a little bit less than an hour difference, you know, for the first band to play than us. But us chilling there, like people started to gradually come in and, you know, pay the tickets and grab merch outside. We need a merch guy. So if anybody wants to hit me up on Instagram about that, let me know.
Hit him up, man.
You mean, but it was cool. So yeah, we went on to play. I was nerve-wracked as hell for like the first 5-10 minutes setting up.
Again?
Oh my God, yeah. It's like, you know what it was? Well, it was better than the first time. I will say that as far as my nerves, because I knew what to expect more. You know what I mean? Like I knew kind of what I had to do. The thing is like you have to be able to adapt. Like when you go to different venues, they're gonna have different gear, different people, different cables, you know, setups, all that stuff. So you kind of have to move around what's there and see if the kit feels good and all that. You know, because I just use their in-house drum kits. I don't bring my kit. I bring like my cymbals, my hardware, like the amenities.
So you
Whereas,
gotta like what? You gotta like get used to the shit. Is that what it is?
Yeah, because technically I could bring my own drum kit if I wanted to, but if I have like a bill with like 5 other bands and they're all playing the same bill, we can't set a drum kit up in less than an hour. It takes forever. You know, and you got to adjust things. So we all typically just use one kit for the whole
So
show.
hold on a second.
So,
I think this is important, man. You trying to tell me that you are playing basically the same drums that someone else just played in front of you, man? Like how is that, bro? Because that's like, to me, it's like you borrowing a homie's girl or some shit. Like, yo, let me borrow your girl real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because
it's good.
To me, instruments are very, you know, personal shits, man. Like, how does that work, man? Do you still feel the energy of another like player on the fucking thing, or am I too mystical about this shit?
Nah, you're actually on point. It's more so like, you know, with what I bring. Like I'm used to more so the cymbals and like the hardware, like my kick pedal, my stands that I use for my cymbals behind me. Those are the things like with the certain heights that they're at that I'm used to. The drums so much, like, you know, my snares, my kick, you know, my 2 toms that I fuck with, the actual drums, sizes can vary depending on the kit and the place. But for the most part, before I start playing, I adjust it to where I think it works for me. So like if it's somebody else's kit, I can make it work for me, so I can adapt. And I keep it still relatively familiar because I bring some of my shit. So that's kind of how that works. But it's different though. Like there's definitely going to be a show that comes in the future where like I bring my own shit, like all of it, and people get to see that.
That's
you know, and then what's cool though, what's really cool is everybody else though, like Matt, you know, our guitarist Matt, our bassist Victor, and then Joel, they bring their own like
shit,
personal shit. So they got their own rig that they use, their own heads, all that stuff. So I'm basically a shareable. That just makes the show easier. But fuck it, it's fun. But anyways, yeah. So I set up and yeah, I mean, as soon as we started doing our thing, oh, I forgot to tell you. So we're doing this new thing now for every show where before we start our set, we do a clip of a horror movie or like a movie, which is really cool. So like I went on like, you know, Logic and I made like at least like 20 different fucking little clips of different movies we all like.
Shit. What movies did you have, man?
Jeez, actually, I'll pull it up right now on my phone. Hold on.
That's mad interesting, man. Whose idea was that, yo?
Our lead singer Joel's idea. He's the movie guy. He knows so many fucking movies. It's crazy. We got Children of the Corn. We got Sweeney Todd. We got Hellraiser.
Okay, good shit.
We got 300, like the movie from like This is Sparta. We got that. Captain Spaulding, Fight Club. We got you know the video of ASAP Rocky in the studio. He's like, why is it uncool to try? Matter of fact, suck another dick. Like we got that, John. Like we got a whole bunch of shit, but we're gonna make it different each show.
Right.
For fun, so the people can kind of be like, oh, this is a cool little movie snippet. Make it a little special.
Wait, so what do you have? You have like a screen behind you or some shit? Like, is that what it is?
Nah. So I have all the audio files themselves, literally just
Oh,
like
it's
in
just
my
so you
phone.
play the audio files. You don't play the actual. Okay, okay. Because it was
I wish in the
yeah,
future we might do that. That's a really cool
yeah,
idea.
yeah.
Um,
Have a screen and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. So we're just doing the audio for right now. Like I just aux it up to the PA, and it just kind of introduces us in like
that's
our little
dope.
fun way of like, oh, like here's fucking don't mess with the Zohan for today, or like
Yeah,
here's fucking Hellraiser next week. So it's
that's
gonna be
dope.
cool.
That's dope.
So we just started doing that for fun. We did I think we did Hellraiser for Sweeney's, so that was cool. Yeah, so I mean, to be honest, like the set was good. I'll be honest, we fucked up a little bit, like towards halfway. This
Hmm.
was the first time we kind of fucked up a little more, like even me too. But it was really fun. I
What
mean,
you
there
mean?
was
What you mean you effed up?
so like there's a part in this new song that we have called Bite Marks where I'm doing a lot of double kick movement with my legs. And like
Mhm.
I'll be honest, when I wrote that shit, I didn't really go in with the mindset of like, yeah, I mean, I gotta practice it more to play it better.
Okay.
So I kind of screw it up sometimes even in practice because it's very fast.
Hmm.
And when we played the show, I kind of like went off beat or I kind of like sped up a little bit and then like changed the tempo a little bit and it fucked us up.
Was
So
it
like that was on
noticeable?
me.
Was it
It was
noticeable?
noticeable for me, and I think it was noticeable for the guys because like the guys kind of go off of my rhythm. Like I'm the
Yeah,
backbone. So
yeah.
like they're following me with their parts and you know what they do. So if I speed up, they gotta speed up. Or if I fall back, they gotta fall back.
So did
So
you get nervous when that happened? Like, how did you feel inside when that happened, man?
oh, I was geeking for a moment. Like when I did it, I went back into the groove and I was back to where I was at. But I'm thinking in my head while I'm grooving, I'm like, I just fucked this up. God damn it. Like
Mhm.
I'm playing, like still my thing. I'm like, I gotta keep going, but I screwed up. Screw it.
Oh
You know what I
shit.
mean? So that was like some things that we noticed on the video footage after the show. We were watching us back and like nitpicking each other, like, oh, like, you know, you fucked up a little here, I fucked up here. But it's good that we got that.
Hmm.
So we're gonna
That's what's
dial
up.
that in.
I mean,
The shit went
listen,
great.
just to kind of, you know what I'm saying, punch in and shit, because I used to perform back in the day, man, a lot.
Yeah.
Listen, that type of shit will happen. You should never be hard on yourself, man, because it's a
Yeah.
show, it's a live show. Shit happens, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so how many people showed up, man? Was it the same kind of same deal as last time?
It was, yeah, honestly. I mean, the environment was different as far as the venue, but the people like like how many people were there was like almost the same. It was
Hmm.
weird. Like I think we like Tripod alone, and keep in mind we didn't do a shit ton of promo or anything for this.
Hmm.
I think us alone we sold like 25 tickets, 25
Wow.
people. And then
Okay.
like the bands like themselves, they brought maybe like 3 to 5 to 8 people, like
Got
each
you.
somewhere around there. Families, friends, you know, random people. We finally, I think the coolest thing about this show is there was finally some newer people that we never seen before there. Like
Got
last time, like first show, it was more family. Now it's like, all right, randoms are popping out. That's
That's
what
what's
we
up.
need, you know, just
Yo,
to check in.
I
So
promise your next show I'm there, bro. This Saturday again, it was like 3:30. I'm like, holy shit. And I was trying to actually make it, but I was running around like crazy that day. And I was like, fuck, man, I couldn't make it, man. So,
it's
but
all good.
next show, I promise I'm there for sure because I can't wait to see it.
This is SouLivate.
So who was the headliner, man, for the
It was this band called Sapped. They are a little younger than us, I believe. They're from like the tri-state. They do like a combination of like heavy metal and then like classic-y hard rock.
okay.
So it's not so much like there's some vibes and you know kind of dies down. They were really damn good. I mean,
Yeah.
they had originals. Yeah, they were good as hell. They had originals. They had like a cover or two in there, which was really cool. Who else
So you
played?
guys
There was
stayed for until they performed, right?
yeah. So majority of the time, I mean, the bands like to stay for other bands just to see what the fuck they're, you know, how they sound and what they're
Mhm.
dealing with, you know. So that's the first thing. And plus the other reason why is because like all the bands usually stay till the end of the bill, so like we can get
All
bread
right,
if
right,
we
right.
sold tickets and stuff, or if like
Mhm.
let's see how many merch sales you got. Did you meet production costs for the space? And
Yeah.
you know, all that kind of shit. So like I usually just hang around at the very least. If the boys want, I tell them if the boys want to go the fuck home, they got that. I don't care. But
Gotcha.
I'm gonna stay for at least a plate of chicken wings, a Coca-Cola, and toast. You know what I'm saying? Like and
Yeah,
to get money at the end of the night,
yeah,
network with the bands, talk
yeah.
to everybody, and just be cool. Just hang around. So
Was the headliner much later than you guys? Like,
yeah, so we were second and they were fifth.
okay,
So
so there was a bunch of bands, man. So
yeah, there was five.
who really stood out? Like, let's say if you're not part of Tripod and you
Yeah.
can like you're observing on the outside, who really stood out from everybody to you?
Ooh, honestly, oh, dude, that's a great question. I personally, I mean, if we're talking music, like a different form of music, I would say Crumb Creek.
Okay.
And they were the first ones. They were the very
Mhm.
first ones. And the reason why is because, listen, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, you know what I'm saying? And shout out Crumb Creek. Like, I love you guys, man. This is
Yeah,
just my opinion. I love y'all though.
yeah.
The music is very different. It's
Mhm.
very noisy. It's very raw. It's almost relentless,
Mm.
but it's very different from the norm. Like I don't see nobody doing that type of shit that they do. You know what I mean? They got a really cool sound for. They're a three-piece too. There's only three guys, like a singer, guitarist, singer and guitarist, bassist, and a drummer.
Okay.
And they're all in time as fuck with each other. They're very heavy, very aggressive, and oh my, like they just like they smash every time. Like they played at the Fire with us first gig, and like at first, like I was like, what the fuck is this? Like I'm gonna be so
Mhm.
real. I was like, what the hell is this shit? And then like once I really started diving into it and just sitting back and analyzing it, I was like, okay, it's weird, but these guys got like a style to it. There's swag to it. Like
Gotcha.
it's something that's not normal, in the world of I feel like rock and metal. So I love those guys a lot. They stand out, I feel like the most. Like if you would have watched the whole set that night,
Mhm.
like there would be a sore thumb in a good
Okay.
way. So
Okay.
yeah, definitely that. They're the
That's what's
man.
up.
They're
How
they're
many
the
songs did you guys get to perform?
including the intro, 6. We did
Oh
6.
wow,
Yeah.
that's a lot of songs, man. That's a good set, bro. Damn,
Yeah,
that's
and the good thing is, like, the intro kinda buys us some time as an extra song. So,
mhm.
like, if we don't have that, it's technically 5 songs, and, like, the
Gotcha.
first song is, like, our actual Tripod intro.
Mhm.
So, really, it's, like, 4 songs.
Gotcha.
So, it's, like it's 6.
It's still a good set, man.
Yeah,
Um,
but it's awesome.
like,
We love it.
what was the difference between your very first show to now? Like, was there a difference? Did it feel better? Did it feel worse? Like, what was it, man?
This one, in my opinion, like, the very first one that we did, first time ever not going into it, like I said, I was nervous, but once I got past like the first song or two, I kind of just let go. This one was like the same, but I've tried to dial in more on myself, and I think that's where I fucked up. I
Mm.
kind of
You
like
were overthinking? Is that what you mean? Like,
I think I was this time around. Like this show, like I definitely think I overthinked it a little bit. You know
mhm.
what I mean? First time being there, and there's a lot of people and shit in the room. And not only that, too, this is also the first time that my friend group popped out to the show. My
Mm,
inner circle of friends, like,
gotcha.
my homies from high school. So I was like, all right, I can't fuck up. So I think that's why. So I was in my head a little bit more this time around. I was locked in, but to be honest, if I just would have pretended in my brain that I was down here in the basement, I would have been like
Yeah, but
flawless.
it's a learning curve, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, so
Yeah.
every show is gonna be a learning curve, man.
100%.
That's the beauty of it. Like
Yeah.
to people that don't realize, live performances are not easy at all.
Yeah.
Like
Nah, they're not.
it's difficult, and when sometimes, like, you go to a concert to, like, these main artists and they do, like, an hour, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, like, that's a lot of work, bro, just to put it out there, bro. It's not easy
Yeah.
at all, man. Yeah.
And if you're very tapped into energy, like to be able to read a crowd and read people, it's so weird. You can actually feel that shit. Like when I'm in the room, like when I was in the room, like, on Saturday and shit, and we started up our set and I'm looking at everybody in the room, I'm like, all right, I feel what's going on. Like they're
Yeah.
looking at us. Like, I can see what's about to happen.
Listen, man, on a metaphysical, but yet on a very scientific level, man, it's an exchange of energy. It always is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because the crowd's focus is on you and you are giving it back to them. So it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It's going back and forth, man. It's an exchange of energy, man. That's
Yeah.
what's up. So what's the plan? What's the next plan for Tripod, man? What you guys got going on?
So we actually got a show this week. This is our third show coming
Ooh,
up. It's on Saturday. We are going
this
to
Saturday.
Ardmore. Yeah, this Saturday. It's a little farther though, so I don't know if you can make this one, but maybe
Where?
the next go
I
around.
promised you, man. So I got to this time. Where
You
is it
don't.
at?
It's in Ardmore, Pennsylvania. So basically,
Let's see.
it's like north. It's like if you're looking at Philly, like Central City area, and
Mhm.
you go up straight north instead of northeast, you're going directly up north to like Ardmore area. It's
Okay.
almost like the same drive as if you were going to like Wilkes-Barre or like fucking like Allentown. I mean, you're from Jersey, so it's going to be way longer for you. But
It's showing 18 minutes from Philly. That's not that bad, bro.
yeah, no, it's not terrible. Where it's from here, it's like 40 minutes, like 40, 45. Westchester's way farther, but yeah, we're going to this place called the Rusty Nail. They're a dive bar, which is pretty cool. So it's a it's a smaller spot. It's a little bit smaller, but it's a lot more engaging. You can pack a crowd in there and actually, see what happens and get engaged with the crowd and have
Yeah,
fun.
I'm looking at it now, man. It looks like they have a bunch of like performances and looks like a nice stage over there too, man.
Yeah, yeah, their
Uh,
stage is cool. It's smaller, but it's dope
so
for
you
sure.
guys are locking in a bunch of shows, man.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is actually our not like our last show, but like one of our only like last set of bookings that we got. So like
Okay.
once this one ends on Saturday, then like we got two past. It's like we're gonna either start writing like and making a ton of new music for the fall and then start like dropping shit in the fall and getting gigs for the fall, or we're just gonna keep gigging plus writing and then just kind of like ride it both.
Have
So
you guys talked about have you guys talked about an actual tour at all?
we want to. I mean, I would kill to do that, but I mean, the only thing about touring is like we'd have to have a van for that, and we
Yeah.
don't have a van just yet. I think somewhere on Joel's side of the family, he was mentioning to me that they have like some type of van that just needs work on it, like a new I don't know if it's an engine or like a sprocket or something, but they need to fix that up. And he was saying maybe we could use that. It's like a
Mhm.
work van. But if we go on tour, we're gonna need one of those, and honestly, just a lot of time on our hands to do it. So
Now this
we got to plan for that.
yeah, this is a jewel for all the young like musicians for SouLivates, and this is where like who's booking your shows because this is important, man. Are you guys thinking of hiring an agent that will book these shows that could possibly book a tour? Like, how are you setting up these shows? Or are you guys just basically doing everything yourself right now?
At the moment, we're DIY. We're doing it ourselves. Our biggest goal that we really want to start dialing in is coming out to shows in the hardcore scene in Philly, in Delaware, and Jersey, getting around the smaller bands that are on these bills and tapped in with other bands, and just start becoming friends with them and seeing if we can make our way around. Because that's the scene we want to be involved in. Like right now, we're kind of outside of that, just like taking what we can and playing whatever shows we can get. But hardcore and the punk scene and shit, the truest punk scene, there's a scene for it, and there's people that book those shows. I actually spoke to his name's Andrew. He's like a big booker out of the city. He has this new place called the Palace, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to be getting a gig over there for us for Tree Pod, probably for like the new year. I got to see what's going on, but I'm going out to a couple shows at the spot within the next month, so I'm gonna see if I can talk to him,
That's what's
talk
up.
to the bands and stuff, just network in person. But
So you
long term,
guys
though, we want to find an agent.
Yeah, so you guys because basically, you know what I'm saying, like you guys are creatives, man, and there's just certain things that, you should leave it to the creatives and then the business side,
Yeah,
especially booking shows should be left to, a person that does that, man.
100%.
Yeah. So what time is the show this week this Saturday, man?
I think it starts at. Hold on, I have the flyer. I'm gonna check real quick. It starts at 7:30. The whole show
Okay.
starts at 7:30.
That's a
So
lot
it's
better.
yeah, it's later on in the day. It's $10 admission. We're gonna have merch for sale. We got leftover merch from the last show. This is for all you people watching SouLivate. This is our last little run of merch until the fall when we got new shows. And
I
in the
better get
fall,
on that shit.
we're bringing the heat for the fall, man.
Okay.
Hoodies, beanies, stickers,
That's
shirts
what's up.
on top of that. We're gonna have the whole fucking 9 yards. So like be prepared for that shit. It's gonna be
Yes.
awesome.
Speaking of merch, we're gonna have some merch for SouLivate too, man. So
Ooh, yes, we are.
you guys go on at 7:30 or the show starts at 7:30?
Show starts at 7:30. I believe we go on at 9, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. I think 9:20.
That's a
Yeah.
lot better, man. It's a lot better for night owls like me. That's a lot better, bro.
Fuck. And apparently the food's good there too. So if
Okay.
you get hungry and bored, that's where you want to be too.
Nah, you ain't gonna get bored with Spence fucking banging your head off, man. Yo, I seen that boy in the drums, man. That
Mm-hmm.
he could kick it, man. So
Motherfuckers know.
is that the last thing that you wanted to mention about the show and the upcoming show and the tree pod? Anything else you want to say about tree pod before we move on to Rich Homie Quan, man?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I mean, other than that, like I said, for anybody that's local to Ardmore, Philly, you know what I'm saying, come out obviously this Saturday. Come see us, come vibe with us. There's like three other bands, End It All, Psycho Pomp, and Night Fury. Get to see those bands. They're local stars, and yeah, come out and support.
That's